Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are here to talk about Cbbe. Someone had asked a question about how can we install Cbbe into our load order. The first thing you have to do, of course, is what I'm doing right now. You download the mod. Now, you need to be aware that I'm downloading and using Curvy all-in-one. There are two versions. There's Curvy all-in-one and Slim all-in-one. Now, if you search here, you can search for Cbbe Curvy. And this will show you, there's a lot more mods available for Cbbe nowadays than there used to be. And this will show you a lot of possible mods. Now, some of these mods have nothing to do with it. But you can see that there's more outfits and more armors and more followers and things that are connected with or that use Cbbe than in the past. Now, Cbbe Curvy, this is whether you use Curvy or Slim. Here's the Slim one. They're both about the same size, about 271 megabytes. Now, Curvy is going to be a little more curvier girl body. The range is still kind of limited, but she's going to range from, and it's just kind of more athletic, and she'll have a little more curves or a little less curve, but she's not going to be over the top in any endowment. Okay, so it's about 271 megabytes from Uznius, and the armors, all the vanilla armor and clothing in the game will be fitted to this body, or if you choose the Slim, they'll be fitted to that body. This will also affect a lot of followers unless they come with their own custom body. Okay. Now, the Slim version is different from these pictures in that it's a very skinny version of a woman. Okay. If that's what you prefer, there's nothing wrong with that. To me, it looks extremely skinny and gaunt, but it's whatever you like. Here, she's going to look pretty normal, pretty average size, not, like I said, not over the top in any way. Now, all the vanilla armors and clothing will be fitted to whichever body you choose, whichever one you download, okay? And there are a lot more Cbbe mods than there used to be, all right? Now, if you look at this here, it tells you that includes body, feet, hand, face. There's a lot of things included here. So, what we need to do now that we've downloaded it, remember it does affect you, your character, and all NPCs, so we need to place this in our load order. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to grab it. Now, I have turned off all mods that are not Cbbe compatible, okay? And then I've turned off a few others too, but just to be safe. But you need to put it somewhere. I put it with my body mod. Now, technically, it does replace all the armors too, but I decided to keep it here with my body mods. Now, notice I've turned off the non-Cbbe mods. I've turned off a lot of mods that do not support or might conflict with Cbbe. Even if I just wasn't sure, I said, I'm just going to turn them off. So for this show, you'll be able to see this mod do its work, and you'll be able to see this body and the way the armor is fit to it, okay? So you cannot mix this with UMP stuff, so you'll have to make sure you look up Cbbe Curvy or Slim and see what you can find that goes with it. You could download most any of these and use these. There are other mods like Terra it gives you a big bunch of armors that you could use. Again, don't mix with anything that's not Cbbe compatible. There's a lot more choices now than there used to be. So you want to make sure that any mod that is related to armor and clothing or followers will either support Cbbe, or if it's like a head-only mod or something for a follower, then that means that they'll use whatever body you use, which means it's compatible with anything, okay? All right, so we'll hop out of this now because I've showed you where we put this. We put this down in our body mods. Even though it does replace the armors too, I went ahead and put it down in the character mods. I feel like that's the best place for it. And I'm going to hop out of here, and I'm going to show you some stuff in the game, maybe how some of it looks, and anything else. I think that's about it. I haven't done this particular style of show before, so bear with me. I'm trying to get this right. So you'll notice again, like I said, I've turned off anything that I thought was not Cbbe compatible. Okay? All right. I will see you in the game in a moment. All right. So here we are on a new character, a new girl I created just for this purpose. Now, we're going to show you how she looks so that you can get an idea of what you're in for, and we're going to show you, some of the outfits. We're not necessarily going to show you everything, but here you can get a look at her dressed kind of as a mage from the college. And, or is she in? No, I think that's right. Well, it doesn't really matter. What matters is if you look at her body here, this is the curvy body. Now, this is pretty much maxed out. That's as curvy as she will be, and you can take her to the other end of this curviness, and it's not going to be much less curvy. It's going to be a little less curvy. Now you can try on some of the different outfits here. All this is fitted to her body. There we go. Now we got everything. So this is how she's basically going to look. If you take her to the other end of the weight slider, she's going to be just a little less curvy, but not a lot less. The one thing about the curvy all-in-one is that it doesn't have a big range of value. It's pretty much going to be this middle of the road, nice, slender, not really slender. Well, anyway, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice, proportioned body. It's not going to be overly endowed. She's not going to have like big boobs or a big butt, but she's going to be reasonably endowed. Okay, so let's show you here on the weight slider what your variations are going to be. As I said, this is the maxed out version. Now, if we take her down, you'll see that her bust decreased a little bit, her hips decreased a little bit, not a lot. There's not a lot of variation here. However, you know what? If you like this, it's a good body. It's a good looking body. It's got good textures built in. You'll notice I turned off all my textures and everything. This is totally just using the Cbbe body and textures. So this is that body. And it looks good. It does. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got a good shape. I personally have used it off and on, and I've liked it. Now, like I always say, I don't think it's over the top. You're not going to have huge boobs. You're not going to have a huge butt. But for a lot of people, you're looking for more middle of the road, something like this where she looks fit and maybe a little athletic, but not over the top, and she has some curves, and she's definitely a girl, So for a lot of people, this is what they want to see. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not putting it down at all. It's going to be very subjective and what you like. One of the things I like about this is you see how her hair lays. It lays correctly and it's not clipping into her. So that's kind of nice. But here are some different outfits. All your outfits in this mod will be fitted to this body. And, I mean, really, there's nothing negative to say here. This is going to be subjective whether or not you like that. Now, the headdress looks wild, doesn't it? And you may like that better than her blue hair. I was just fooling around having some fun. So, I like blue. As you know, I make blue people and blue-haired people, and I just fool around too much with stuff like that. Nonetheless, like I said, you can tell if you just look at these outfits I have here that she's fitted to that. Now, one thing of note to remember, TBBP, the physics, is not really going to work with this. They did not make this body to have any of the jiggle physics, okay? So it's not going to work with this. However, the appearance is there. It looks great. So that little bit of physics in the game, it really isn't a big deal unless you just really want to see it. She's still going to use my animations and all that. She's still going to have XP32 as a skeleton, but she's never going to have that little bit of jiggle, okay? And that's, like I said, this body, this mod, just does not support that. However, appearance-wise, she's going to look great. She's going to be wonderful. Now, we are on Skyrim on the Xbox. We're a little limited. What I showed you when I looked up Cbbe Curvy and that sort of thing, that's about all you're going to see, okay? You're just going to see a few mods here and there that support Cbbe. Now, if those are the mods you really like, then you're in luck. That's great. And when I say a few, I just mean there's not a ton. If you go with a different body, a more UNP body, then you will have a lot more options. That's the bad thing about Cbbe and Skyrim on the Xbox. There's just not a lot of options for us, okay? So just wanted to make that clear. There are some options, though, and we'll try to go over some of those and show you some of those, but just not as many as there are for other bodies, okay? I have to put that out there so that you understand. When you choose UNP or Cbbe, you're choosing one or the other. You can't do both. So you have to make a choice. There are rare exceptions to that, but I don't want to get into that because that can be confusing. You may see me use this girl and use Cbbe for a little while in our shows because I think it's kind of cool, and I think she kind of looks good, and I really don't want to wreck her body and everything since I made her this way. Okay. All right. So for now, I'm going to stop here with our show on this. As far as showing you how she'll look in the different outfits, and we're going to move on. So bear with me just a minute, and I'll be right back. All right. So I want to show you some more options with the Cbbe Curvy all-in-one. Now, if you use Slim all-in-one, most everything that I'm about to say will still really apply. It's just a different body shape. One thing to be aware of here is that this does affect body, feet, and hand meshes for humans, including Khajiits and Argonians, body and face textures, facial tints, eyebrows. All vanilla outfits will be made compatible or fitted to this body, okay? So make sure you understand that. This is a good size mod, and I know I've kind of repeated myself, but it does work on your character and all the NPCs in the game. The real creators of this is Caliente, Uznius, and then they do give credits to these other people like H. Haley for some texture work and different things. And this was ported or put over here by Uznius, one of the creators. Now, I want to show you some other options that you can use with this. Now, the way you have to put these other options in your load order depends on what you choose to use, okay? Now, notice your girl is not going to change her shape at any time unless you get armor that is shaped differently, okay? Because you can get some different armor mods that will make her a little more curvy, but her true body underneath will never change. It's just that her body will always fit the armor that you use. And for instance, if you use this regalia armor, now here is this regalia armor, okay? Now, however the author made that, which it is compatible and you can use it, and the same with this. These are no, you can't use that one. You can use this one, the Cbbe version. Okay, so as you look at armors, you're going to have to look at and decide, can I use this? Is this a Cbbe armor that I can use or not? Now this says the female armor is Cbbe and comes with high heels. So you will need that. Okay. Now, one thing to note, it doesn't really matter at this point. We'll just continue on. Again, the female armor for this is Cbbe. You would not want to use this if you're using a normal UNP body. Okay. because it would mess your females up. Now, it does cover the whole body, so could you possibly get away with it? Maybe you could. But when you mix and match, a lot of times it causes issues, and I would just suggest staying away from mixing and matching, okay? Now, most followers nowadays tend to be head only and can go either way. However, some followers come with a custom body, and they have to have Cbbe or they have to have UNP. That's just the way it is. But you'll notice there's a lot of Cbbe outfits. A lot of times when people put an outfit out here nowadays, they'll do a Cbbe outfit and then they'll do a UNP outfit so that, everybody can enjoy it. Some followers will require Cbbe and most nowadays do not. Like this Serana follower here. This is a head-only follower, and it will use whatever body you use. Let's look at the thing here. It says this version uses your body and textures. That means you can use Cbbe or UNP with this follower mod, and this follower will be okay. And they give credits to Cbbe, UNP, because you can use either body with it. But you'll notice there's a number of outfits and armors out here that you can have that are Cbbe compatible. Okay, still not as many as UNP, but it is becoming more and more even, or more and more popular, I guess, all the time. Now, since this, for instance, this mod would use Cbbe just fine. You could download and use that version of Serana if you liked her. This is from Morgan Helsing. Now, that's going to be a curvier body. You'll notice Morgan Helsing tends to do curvier bodies. And then these others will be a more, I'll say a more normal or a more Cbbe curvy body. Some vary, differ a bit. They do different things, and they will vary it a little bit. Now, when you put in a armor replacer, if you're going to replace the vanilla armors, normally I would put stuff like that up here, but in this case, I don't even know if these would support Cbbe, okay? They do cover the whole body. You might be able to get away with using them, but I would just suggest actually using Cbbe stuff. It's just easier that way if you use Cbbe like you're supposed to. Since this has its own armor and clothing replacer in the mod, any mod that you want to replace or change from vanilla to, say, skimpy or something would have to go below this mod, okay? I put it down here because this is where I usually put my body, is after my presets and before my eyes and before any skin textures. Now, this comes with its own skin texture, so yay, you don't need a skin texture, and you notice the skin texture for this looks really good. Again, notice all that it affects. Realize it's going to affect all the NPCs and your character. All right, so when I come back, I'll show you like how we would do a replacer, okay? All right, so I'll be back in a minute. All right, so we're back here, and I want to show you how we would go about putting in, say, an armor replacer, okay? So now we have Curvy all-in-one, Cbbe Curvy all-in-one, and we want to do something, let's say we want to do something a little skimpier. You want to do like, what's the name of that mod? Let's see, it is Kio's Skimpy or something like that. Now remember, this is a pretty good size mod. You're still going to have to keep this mod, okay? This mod, even if you replace the armors and stuff with a skimpier version, you're still going to have to keep this mod. So if we wanted to do Kio's Skimpy armor for Curvy, now this is the Curvy mod. The pictures show the slim, okay? And all those pictures are showing you the skimpy armors on the slim body, which, like I said, looks kind of sick to me, but it's really subjective. It depends on what you want. Nonetheless, what I was getting at was, if we download this mod, notice it's good size, about 297. It's actually bigger than the Curvy all-in-one mod, which is about 271. So it's actually bigger. It's 290 some megabytes, but we will need to put it below this mod so that instead of seeing the armor and clothing from this mod, you'll see the skimpy armor and clothing from that mod. Okay, but you can't get rid of this mod. You still have to have this mod. So it's kind of double duty. It's kind of a waste, but that's life. That is just something you have to deal with in modding. So this is about 297 megabytes. It's ported by Jair, or I can't say that name for sure. Let's let this finish. Now this is safe for work. It's a little skimpy, but it's not extremely skimpy. You're going to see some cool stuff if you like that. And if you don't like it, just don't use it. But this is just to give you an idea. Now for other armors and clothing mods, you do not have to go through this if they are just additional clothing and armors. But for this is a replacer. So it's going to need to be put in the load order. It's going to need to be below the other Curvy all-in-one mod. So I'm going to show you here. Dun, 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 dun. What? Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to put it in place. I was doing the right thing, but my mind was elsewhere. Okay, so you have to grab it and put it under the other mod. Now, that seems kind of dumb, but I'm telling you, if you don't put it under this mod, then you won't get the skimpy outfits, okay? Now, and I like keeping things close together and keeping them grouped together. This is not my favorite way to do my character, but this will work. It does work, okay? And as long as you put the skimpy one underneath the other one, now all your clothing and armor will come out skimpy, okay? So now, then if you wanted some other outfit or armor to look at, you can come along for any of these. You notice I looked up Cbbe, and there's a number of different mods here, like this Regalia armor. Now this tells you how to get the armor, and it gives you, some information there. But I think I'm going to grab something else. Let's look and see if I can find something that I want to try for us. I'm not going to download that. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find. I think I would rather find something I'm familiar with and I know that we can just download and use and it will work. There is a Linkle outfit, if I can find that. It's something I've done shows on and I've used before, and very simply it would just show that you can download. There's the Linkle outfit. You can download this as an additional armor, and it does not have to be in the same location in your load order. You could download this. Now this is going to be a little curvier than the normal Cbbe Curvy. You can look at her and tell, but not drastically so. But she's going to be a little more endowed up top using this outfit. But it's a fun mod. It's a good mod. But I'm going to go, I think, back with the Linkle outfit. It's small. It's quick. We can download it quickly. I can get it put in the load order. And I've used this mod before. I know how well it works. I have done a show on the other mod as well. But I kind of like this. And I'll probably have this girl run around in this outfit for a little bit. So let's scroll down and get this mod. Now this is we're just going to treat. Now, notice we're going to leave these where they are here. We're going to leave Kyo's Skimpy below Caliente's beautiful bodies. Now, we're going to get the Skimpy vanilla armors and Skimpy vanilla clothing, okay? But the Linkle mod, we're going to be able to move it back to what I consider more of just a normal clothing and armor add-on position in the load order. It does not need to be below these. It can be up above. It can be wherever you would normally keep your armor add-ons, armor or clothing add-ons, okay? So I'm going to take this. It's going to go up above all of that, and this is where I normally keep my armor and clothing add-ons, and I'm just going to put it up here. Now, it is an add-on. It is not a replacer, so I'm going to move it down to where I put add-ons. Okay, like here. These are where I start my add-ons. All those would be add-ons. Now, I can't use those because they're not Cbbe. Okay, so we're not going to use those right now, but we're going to use the Linkle outfit, and we'll show you that, okay? So, I will see you in the game in a moment. Alright, so we're here in the cheat room. Now, you'll notice her outfit has changed to the skimpy version because we put it down below the other version. So all of her outfits now, all her vanilla clothing and armor will be the skimpy versions from the Kios mod, okay? Yep, see here? This is the new robes for the college, or the apprentice robes, pardon me. Then if you look at, let's see, if you look at any of these, they're going to be, okay, we're putting that on. So like this, I think the Stendar people use this too. So you might see them running around like this. Okay. But yeah, let's look at the Stormcloak Cuirass. That's a nice little skimpy cuirass there. I mean, you know, these are both nice mods. These work really well together. And if you like this body shape and these textures, you know, there's nothing wrong with this at all. I mean, it looks very nice, doesn't it? It looks good. She looks good. You know, I don't see how we would have a complaint. I mean, it's just like she's running around in kind of a bikini here. But I don't have any problem with that. We like to see girls in bikinis, whether we should be looking at that all the time or not. I mean, you know, that's just a fact. We're normal people. I'm just going to admit it. And here you go. You have the fur armor. All of these are going to be, you know, similar, you know, in their skimpiness. Now, they're not going to be real nudity or anything like that. And you're not going to get any of the jiggle physics, like I said. But, I mean, does that really matter? That's really going to be a matter of what you like and what you want to do in your game. You know, the good thing about this is it really does seem to fit her hair very well. I should probably make sure that I use this for a while, but I don't know if I will. I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head. And like I said, this will affect all NPCs in the game as well, not just the players. It will affect everybody. Now, the Shrouded Armor here. Now, this is a slightly different version of the Shrouded Armor. I kind of like this. It's a little different than you see in some of the other mods. Because you've got like the little shorts and the nose strap top. It's just different from some of the others you see. And there you can still use the cowl if you wanted to. And there's we looked at this, didn't we? That's the Stormcloak Cuirass. It looks good though. I mean, your guard outfits are going to look very similar. And then here's the officer stuff, and that looks pretty good. So, you know, just trying to give you just a mini. I'm not trying to show you everything in the game because you can easily do that, and I've done shows on these before. But just to give you a quick rundown and show you what to expect. Now, we want to move on from this though, and we want to show you how, you know, having the Linkle outfit there, how we have that. If we go down here to, I think the Linkle outfit will be down here in miscellaneous. If we come down here, can we find, oh, there we go, the Linkle outfit. Now, what do we need to make these? Oh, I'm going to actually need some soul gems. Okay, well, that's unusual, and I forgot that, but we'll go get some soul gems, and we'll make this outfit. Are there soul gems in here? I didn't think there were. There's other stuff which we could use, like the leather, of course. We can always grab up a bunch of leather to make sure we have enough stuff. And the strips, we can grab all those we need. I wish these were at least 100 instead of 10, but it does work. I mean, you have to admit, and it's pretty convenient. So let's find some soul gems. Come on, soul gems. There we go. Now we'll grab some petty soul gems. Now I don't remember if they have to have a soul in them or not. But we're going to pick the ones with the soul, and hopefully that will work. Now we just need to make a bunch of them. We'll make way more than we need. But that's okay. We're just going to make a bunch of them. That just makes it easier for us. Now we just grab them out of here. Yay, now we got 1,001. 1,001. So here we go. We'll go back down to miscellaneous. Now we'll just make us the Linkle outfit. And I'm just going to make one that I like, probably the black and red one. That's usually what I do. This mod, this Linkle outfit, all of those are good, actually. Oh, wait, what am I missing? Oh, it can't be the soul gem with the soul. Oh, it has to be the empty soul gem. How is that for particular? You know, it should have allowed either one, but maybe when you create these recipes, maybe they're very particular. All right, back to the copier. You know, it's like going to the copy machine in the office. Back to the copier. Luckily, we produced 1,000 copies really fast. Yay, there we go. And 1,001. All right, so let's get back to work over here. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be disappointed. You know, I've done this before with the Linkle outfit, but I forgot it needed empty ones and not... I thought it would use either, honestly, but so what? Okay, anyway, so let's make some, the black boots, black gloves. Let's do the black robes. Yeah, that's what I like. They're all nice, though, just so you know, but that's the one I like the best. Now, let's put that on her. Now, and she's gonna, this is pretty much fit to this body. Ta-da! And there you go. And it works just fine. And notice that it does not have to be below the other mods in your load order because it's an additional armor. It is not changing or replacing any of your other armors. Now, the only thing about this is you notice her braid in the back clips through the back of her hood, but that's life. I still like this outfit. I can change her hair if I want to. All right, okay, that's all I wanted to show you there. So let me hop out of this. Be back in a moment. All right, so I just want to show you the mods we've used and maybe show you where they are in the load order, but I want to just come back to this and make sure that you understand what we've been looking at. We've been looking at the Cbbe body. Whether you use curvy or slim is up to you, doesn't matter. And we did use the Keo's skimpy outfits. I'll try to remember to put a link to all these below. And we did also use the Linkle outfit. But we're going to show you those as we come down in the load order. Notice that the Cbbe mods I put down here with our character mods, because that's where I usually put the character's body, and then the armor replacer, since it replaces what's in Cbbe, it had to be below. It had to be below that. There's no other way to do this. It could be further below, but it can't be above. If you put Keo's above the Cbbe body, then you won't get the skimpy outfits at all, okay? So just be aware of that. They're both pretty big. You'll notice here we're getting close to 600 megabytes, but then the Linkle outfit is an add-on outfit. So you can put it up here in its normal location or wherever you normally put your add-ons. That's up to you. But your armor and clothing add-ons, that's where the Linkle mod would go. And that really, in a nutshell, is how you install Cbbe and how you would go about replacing the vanilla clothing and armor options, and how you would use an add-on of some kind. Okay? All right, so really that's basically all there is. This does take, as I was saying, close to 600 megabytes for just these two mods, but I use bigger mods for different things, so it's all a matter of what you want in your game. Okay? All right, so I want to thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. Ooh, I've come to get my Krabby Patties back. Yes, I must have my Krabby Patties back.
I can still stuff them back in my shell, and I would be a whole crab again. I must have the Krabby Patties back. Give them back to me. Ooh.
This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.